Hi, I'm Paulino Milchol. I'm one of the Lost Boy leaders. I came to America in 2004. I want to share my life story with the world when I was kidnapped by Maralin militias in 1987. Hi, I'm Paulino Milchol. I'm one of the Lost Boy leaders. I came to America in 2004.
Paulino started with us here at the University of Denver in January of 2017. He is seeking a master's in legal studies degree in environmental and natural resource law and policy. And he will excitedly be graduating this December of 2019. I've worked with Paulino during his entire time here at the University of Denver, and he is just a kind and generous human. So I'm happy for this opportunity for him.
I've known Paulino for about 4 years now. I first met Paulino as a student. Paulino was a person I found to be really focused. I could tell that he had a drive in him that was different from what many of the other students had. He had a passion that seemed to motivate him to try to do his best in school. At one time I actually had to ask him about it. I spoke to him after that class and I got to know a little bit about his story. I found Paulino's story to be very fascinating. I could not believe what he had been through. I had not heard about the Lost Boy before I met Paulino, but I got to read more about it after speaking with Paulino. The story of what he did with the Lost Boys was very, I found it to be very disturbing. It's interesting.
I want to share my story too about when I was the leader of 282 Lost Boys who were sick.
I knew Paulino in Kakuma refugee camp. I happened to serve as the president of the Lost Boy at that time. So that's when Lost Boy community at that time, that's when I met him. I saw him doing a lot of stuff with his group and meeting a lot of people. Luckily, he got resettled here to Denver, and that's when I got to know him.
From 1987 to 1991, in Panyid refugee camp, Ethiopia, we were called and accompanied children. We were about 30,000 children. Our age ranged from 5 to 12 years. We were divided into 12 groups, and the school were matching our school numbers.
So at that time, every group, all people, they organize them in numbers, 10, 5, 4, or even 15 at one columns.
I was in group 25, zone 2. My head was Chulbayuk.
I was in group 6, and our school was school number 6.
So I was in group 25.
When I was kidnapped, I was taken to North Sudan, and I was sold to one of Arab families. Later on, one of my Dinka men, he used to see me in that family. He approached me one time and he asked me in the Dinka language. He thought that I don't speak in Dinka. So I speak in Dinka, and he said, "Why are you here?" I said, "I was kidnapped. I was sold to this family." He said, "Do you want to go?" I said, "Yeah, I want to go, but I cannot make it because I am a child and I don't know where to go. I don't know the location where my home is now. I don't know." So he said, I will leave sometime, but when I want to leave, I will let you know such that you will escape at night and then we will go. I said, okay. So he stayed about 2 weeks and then later on he informed me that I will leave tonight. Maybe around 9 to 10 p.m. you can escape from that family. And then I will show you where you will find me. I said, okay. So he walked different side and then I walked different side, like we are not working together. So that time he showed me, he just point his hand, he said that one. Then I know that what you mean. So I left and then at night I escaped and then I went to that house and I found him and then we escaped at around midnight. My family that time it was very confusing when they heard that I was kidnapped with cattle, and when I show up again, it was like I was born again. The family said that we didn't know that you were still alive, but I just showed up because in the village even there was no communication, and then later on that those militias they still coming to our village and killing people and taking cattle, burning down the houses. And that time I separated. I ran away with my uncle.
Our village was attacked by Sudanese soldiers, and we ran all the way scattered. I mean, it was really a chaotic situation.
I was living in my village, and then when the Sudan government come and attack my village, that is where I ran away to go and find where I can survive, because they were bombing people in the villages, and then they come on the ground and burn the villages, and home and abducted kids and they kill men, and sometimes the old boy they can kill them too because they think we are going to join the rebel and then come and fight with them. So we try to run away to save our life from the Sudan government.
That time I separated. I ran away with my uncle, Matara Malwal. And that time, at the time we went toward going to Ethiopia. I worked with him about 3 months without reaching refugee camp.
My life story is the same life story like the rest of us, like the rest of the Northerners. It's just only an attack. Our village that were on fire everywhere in South Sudan, and you could look at it online. We have some of us separated with our families at that time, and we couldn't make it back to the village we were chased out from. So we kept walking, all from the village to village, leading to Ethiopia. On our way, we faced a lot of issues like crocodile, wild animals. Some of our people get lost, and we went to Ponydu. It's a refugee settlement there. That's when all the lost boys in a different direction were getting attacked. I mean, villages were getting attacked. So we kind of were merging together, leading to Ethiopia.
So yeah, so it was tough, we were scared, we were young kids, and don't know nothing. But when our village is attacked, so we have to find a place where we can survive, and that is how we left Sudan to Ethiopia.
When we ran away from our village, I was a boy. I was about 7 years. And that time I was running away with my uncle in the distance from my village to Ethiopia. It was around 2,000 miles. I don't know anyway, but when you walk about 3 months, I think it's too much. And that time, even my shoes I wore, they finished. I don't have shoes. I just lost them and I don't have money to buy another shoes. So that time, my uncle used to advise me to keep walking. And I use my other clothes to put them in my feet, like that will protect me from hot sun and rubber land we walk on. Because sometimes we don't have a street we can follow. And the work was too much. And when we reach Ethiopia, yeah, we still don't have juice because UN they just provide food and then some clothes. But it didn't provide us with juice. So you have to look for your own juice. So when we reached a refugee camp, I was included to an company mine at that time, and they were about 30,000. And then my uncle was taken by SPLM, who was the rebel defending the South Sudanese people. So, and he was taken to the military training. And I remained with the Lost Boy. In Khartoum, in Ethiopia, the leaders were selected by teachers, somebody who can be able to help others. So that time I started my leadership. When I started my leadership with controlling 19 boys, and then after some months I was promoted to take care of 51 boys. That time we ran away from Ethiopia, and when we ran away from Ethiopia, on our way I was behind, and then the teachers I was selected to by Lost Boy to help them walking from Panyido to Bashala County, and at the time I lead about 282 boys who were disabled and sick until we reached Pachala. That time I was promoted to lead about 80 boys, because that in Pachala we were starving, no food, and it was raining season. So that time the UN cannot give us enough food because there was no transportation over there. So they used to bring food by using airplane. At that time it was very limited. When we ran away from Pashala until we come to Kakuma, at the time I was selected by Lost Boy to be a head boy of minor group 41. And that time I was in that leadership until I come here. Because Lost Boy, they keep the leaders when they know that person is capable. Sometimes I resigned, but they said, no, you have to go back. So when your people said, you said, I don't want, and they said, you want, then you have to listen to your people. So I listened to them. So they want me to lead them. So I lead them for over 12 years, because they keep me in power. I refused, but they keep me by force. They said, you need to. There was a time I went to South Sudan, and when I come back, they said, you still leader. Because I was sick, so I went to South Sudan. But when I come back, they said, you have to lead us. So that time I resumed my leadership. And that's how I was being a leader of the Lost Boys, a group, a minor group.
Do you think being a leader of them is what helped you make the decision to become a lawyer and decide going to law school? Because you already had experience leading a little bit?
Last time, I think leadership sometimes you learn, and sometimes you born with that tactic of dealing with the people, how to maintain people in peace, how to distribute the thing equally. Because among us last time we have problem of corruption. When you leader, you want to be the person who know how to eat, who know how to wear good clothes, but others you don't want to give them that opportunity. So when I become a leader, I don't distribute clothes to the inside. I distribute from the outside until they finish, and then we go. And food, the same thing. We have to share food. If I don't have food, we don't have food all. But if I have food, we have food all too. So we have to share. So that's why last time I was in leadership for a while, it's like I was born with experience, but I just I just do what make people happy. That's what I was doing. When you sick, I want to help you such that you should be happy too. Because when you say you are in pain, you need help. So I help those boys to be happy with others. I help small boys like that, they should be happy too. They should know that they are human too. Because the big boy last time, sometimes they're kind of like fighting the small boys. They don't want to hear their voice, but I don't need that. Because when they play soccer, and maybe small boy kick you, they say, yeah, why you kick me? Well, when you play and you miss the ball, you cannot miss human. It's one of the two. You kick the ball, that's all. But if you miss the ball, then you kick the person. But the bottom line is playing. We are playing. So if somebody kick you, it doesn't mean that he was kicking you intentionally. He was kicking the ball. That was his aim. But when he missed the ball, that's why he kicked you. So there is no fight over there. If somebody kick you, don't do a thing that I want to fight that person. It means that you are strong. That's why you just want to beat up that small boy, and that's not fair. Otherwise, don't play with small children. Period. In the camp, we spent about 4 years in Ethiopia, and then Ethiopia they fought each other, and then we ran away from Ethiopia. We went to Bachala, inside South Sudan, Bachala County, and we stayed over there about 8 months, and then again Bachala was captured again, and then we ran away.
We ran away again from Ethiopia to South Sudan, and then from South Sudan to Kenya in 1992, and we lived together in the camp with Paulino until I left 2001 to come to America.
And when we walk away from Ethiopia too, we were running. We were attacked. We ran to Bachala, and that time too it was a raining season. And we had problem of crossing the river because some boys they don't know how to swim, and it was uh, bad. Especially there was a river Gilo. The river Gilo it killed many people. Lost boy, I think we lost about 10,000. I think walking from Ethiopia to Bachala, we lost about 10 lost boys that trip. It was a rainy season, and then the militia they were following us very closely.
Food,
Yeah.
we like working several hours, our food hard, and we don't have water, and we don't have food, So and we face a lot of dangerous things, like snake. Some kids were bite by snake walking barefoot and no shoes, and and then sometimes the wild animals, they attack people on the road. So these are all challenges we have faced. So it was not easy. We have to fight for our life, to get out the safety. Yeah.
And after all, Ethiopia got its own problem. That was during Al-Mengistu al-Milliam, who was the president at that time. And he was overthrown by the rebel of Ethiopia. So we ended up being attacked by the Ethiopian rebels. So we were chased out from Punidu, heading to South Sudan. And we came all the way to the border of Sudan and Ethiopia. So we settled there for a week. After that, we got attacked again by the rebel soldiers. Some of us jumped in the river. Some of them drowned. Those who know how to swim.
Although Salva Kiir Mayari, when he was a commander, he was trying to defend us, but he ran out of his hand until we ran away from Gilo. Yeah, even him, his soldiers, they finished. Salva Kiir is the president now of South Sudan, but he was trying to help us a lot last time. The boys who don't know how to swim, who were sick, who were disabled, they gave up. They died. Life was bad because you don't have food and you don't have place to sleep.
So on the way, we have a lot of challenges. We didn't have water, and we don't have food. We were bitten by mosquitoes, and we don't have mosquito net. So it was very tough. Sometimes kids died, and some kids even drink their urine, because there's no water, and it's muddy, and so it was really tough when we walked from South Sudan to Ethiopia. So it was a difficult journey.
When we travel in our village, we just directed to where the sun comes from. They say that where you will get help. So whenever we sleep, we know where the sun rays, that's where we go. We walk about 3 months to reach Ethiopia. And that time, when you don't make it, you just give up and then you die. But if you try your best, you can make it until you still alive like me today. But before, nobody knows I should be alive when I remain in Pachala. That time I was sick. But
Yeah.
I try my best until I reach them. When they I found them in Nairobi. That was a temporary refugee camp. We stay over there for a while. But
And when we came to Fonyigo, we got a reception from the UNHCR, and they kind of like they give us groups names and all kind of settlement that we needed. Food, clothes. Some of us didn't even have shirts on. Some of us don't even have shoes on. It was a really very ordeal.
UNHCR took us to Kenya. That time we were transported by UNHCR. We didn't walk from Nairobi.
We have to walk from Nairobi to Lokiokio, and then from there the UN take responsibility to take us to Kenya by transportation. That is the first time we
use
car to for transportation, but all this time we have to walk. Yeah.
And then from there, we lived in Ethiopia close to 3 years or 4 years to be exact. I don't know. I'm just guessing because it's been a long time. Living, we are getting ration from UN. Everything that we're supposed to be getting to be fed on ration, we were given maize. It's called coin here. Maize. We call it maize in Africa. Here they call it coin in the sack. And we were given that one. It was not a flour. It just we were the one that doing pounded it with our makeshift pound, and then when it get ready, then we cook. We don't even have what they call, meat or some kind of proteins to survive on. We just only have oil and lentils, sometimes beans mixed with it. That's where we live there.
From Ethiopia, refugee camp, then I was recruited to an company mines. I stayed over there for 4 years. And then the Ethiopian, they fought each other. And then we ran away from Ethiopia. We went to Bachala County. Bachala is inside South Sudan.
Make it out like me, like him, Polina.
Made it out.
We made it out. We didn't draw. But some of us got drawn and carried away by the rages of the water. In Ethiopia, that river is always running fast. You can get slammed on the rock and you die. You can drown and you die. So we came to Sudan side, and after that, we didn't even have anything to eat at that night. So we were told to keep moving by group leaders or teachers who were responsible for our fate. So we kept moving, and then we went to Pinchala. It's inside the South Sudan territory. So we settled there for like some months, and we heard that the enemy is organizing an attack on us again inside the Sudan army, and the Ethiopian rebel joined in together, and then they went to attack the refugee camp. So we have to be told to move quickly, so that we're heading toward Kenya and Sudan border.
From Bachala, we were attacked again by those militias, and then we walked again. And that time, even I was sick that time. I worked separately with the Lost Boy. And then I reached Buma. Buma is a county too. It's inside South Sudan. And that time, Red Cross, they helped me. They took me to Kapota, from Kapota to Nairuz. That was a temporary refugee camp. And then we stayed over there for some months. And then the UNHCR, they transported us to Kakuma refugee camp in 1992.
So we moved every night. We moved at night, but in the daytime kind of settled and cooked our food, what kind of food we have. Uh, we cooked at night. We cooked at the daytime. And in the night, we keep moving so that the enemy cannot detect us, detect our move. So we kept moving until we reached Nairuz. Nairuz is also a town close to the border of Sudan and Ethiopia, and Kenya. Then we settled there. We reached Nairuz, we settled there for a while, and then the Sudan armies intercept us, intercept our our presence in that area. So they launch another counter uh, attacks on us. So we were told to move again. So we came all the way to a place called Shokyo. It's a town at the border of Sudan and South Sudan, and Sudan and Kenya. So we settled there. The UNHCR brought our food, and we got fed and water. We stayed there for like at least I think it was like 2 or 3 months, and then we were told that we should move again to go to Kenya, to go in the middle of inside of Kenya, and that's where we end up in Kakuma refugee camp. And in Kakuma refugee camp, we were there for 9 years. And at that time, the United States government organized what's called the resettlement process. So they came in Kakuma refugee camp and start taking photos of each individual, so that they can make the records available on and send all the names to churches and organizations who are interested to help us to bring us here. So that process went well. So our photos were taken and they were sent here to every different state. So we were told to wait. We were told to wait, that you guys will be ready to go to United States for the refugee resettlement. And we were very happy. We were waiting eagerly, really, to just come to United States so that our life would be better. So when they came back again and said, now we have to organize you guys for resettlement. And they were asking each an individual with you write your life story, the paper, and they take that paper, they looked into it, they read it, and they brought it back here to United States.
We stay in that camp different. I stay over there about over 12 years, and then when I was selected to come to the United States for a settlement, every time I come here in 2004.
Good,
Yeah.
we like working several hours, our food hard, and we don't have water, and we don't have food, So and we have we face a lot of dangerous things, like snake. Some kids were bite by snake, walking barefoot and no shoes, and and then sometimes the wild animals, they attack people on the road. So these are all challenges we have faced, So it was not easy. We have to fight for our life, to get out to safety. Yeah.
So that time, at the time we meet, and then we came differently when we went to Ethiopia, to Kenya too. It was traveling sometime. That time I was sick, and he went first, but I came at second, because I have to walk slowly. and there was no transport. When I came to America, I went to Arizona, and Arizona was too much. It was hard for me, and then I said, I cannot make it. So I decided to change my new country. So I choose Colorado. At the time I came to Colorado, and I went to Colorado Springs, and I stayed over there until I was admitted at DU, University of Denver Law School. And that time I used to drive about three times a week. So that time I changed my mind. I said, no, I cannot make it because driving forth and back and killing me. So that time I moved to Denver. And I have about 2 years now in Denver.
Yeah, it was really very hopeful, like the life there was really tough, So when you heard that you're going to the United States, it was very excited. You cannot wait to get out of camp, So it's like I want to do it so that I can pass all the requirements, It was not easy. We have to go through many processes, like from JPA to IOM to INS, and so we have to go through all this process in order to pass, and then you get the medical checkup, make sure you are healthy, you don't have some major sickness, that can prevent you from coming to the United States. So we have to go through, and when you pass it, then you get your calling, they call it a calling letter. So you become very excited, and now it's time to get ready to go, So we were very excited about it. Get out of Kakuma because it was like living hell, with there is a windy and the dust cover your ear and everywhere. So and there is nowhere to go and it's hot. So and no food to eat. Sometimes people go without food for several days, like 7 days, until the next distribution. So these are all, challenging. But when we pass our interview, come to the United States, we were very excited. Yeah. And,
when I came to United States, I stayed for a year, and then I get connected with my mother in Khartoum. And then about 2 months, my mother was killed in Khartoum. Because when I send money here, they know that I am in America, and they don't like that. So they ran after mother until they killed her. Because I support her here. I send money through Western Union, and they know that her son is in America. So they just scratch her down with a car. That's the time I communicated with them by phone in Khartoum. But later on, when South Sudan get independent, they are phone. And I get connected with my family home, especially my sisters, because my dad was killed already and my mother was killed in Khartoum in 2004. So I don't have parents. But I have a sister, 3 sisters. So I get connected with them through phone when South Sudan get independent. And they have communication even in the village. So that the time I get connected with them. But I didn't go to my village. I was born since I left in 1987.
Yeah, I did everything. Within 5 years, I accomplished a lot of stuff. I went to school right away, and then I went to high school here in Denver, in Griffiths. Where the first step for refugee. When they come, they have to go learn English, and so I went there for like a couple months or so, and then I moved to Boulder. And there I started going to college. So I took the test and I passed the requirement test to go to college. So I went to college and wait for 1 year to become a resident in order to qualify for financial aid and residency benefit. So after that, I went back and got married, and I brought my wife, and we have kids. We have 4 kids, and one is coming on the way. So yeah, and then I went to, because education is our main aim of coming here to the United States, so even though I'm struggling with taking care of my family back home and here, so I have to continue with my education, and I graduated Uh, Last year with my bachelor degree at American Military University. Yeah, so I'm keeping the dream.
Yep.
American dream.
American dream.
American dream, yeah. Yeah.
And I was taken away from the groups that came with me by myself. I landed in one airplane by myself. The other went to Utah. The other went to Washington, Seattle. Some went to Washington D.C. DC.
Yeah, so yeah, we know each other because we live in one place for a long time. Even though you are not in the same group, you can see somebody. Now it's difficult for us because we are like most of our friends are all over the U.S., but we cannot see them because we don't see each other because we live in different states and we don't come together. The first time we came together was a Lost Boy reunion in 2003. Yeah, we
Uh,
went to Washington D.C. That's where we met a lot of friends. Yeah, and then there was one in Utah, Colorado and Utah, and some boy came from Washington, Seattle. That is where we met, but from there until now, we never met again. So we are
yeah,
like,
when I came to, I heard they have a conference in Arizona, Phoenix. Yeah, that time that was the time I came. I was new, so and I was informed, but I didn't make it because the weather and the the, the location was new to me. So I said I cannot make it.
We didn't choose where to go. We did not choose. So I ended up in Colorado. I ended up here. Uh, and then I was only alone. And I came here to Colorado at 9:30 p.m. The life was really, really, really very confusing for me. I never seen something like that. I never seen a big airplane before. I never seen a train before. I never seen any too many light before. So it was really confusing. I thought, where are we right now? Uh, and somebody came. That was assigned as a case manager for me. So he came and picked me up. He was at the airport holding a sign that said James Manuel. And then when he see me, he waved at me, and I saw my name. It's already written there. So I came to him and said, okay, let's go to the car. We came downstairs, and then we went all the way to a parking garage, which was something also very very difficult for me to figure out where am I. So he said, don't worry. There's too many cars moving, too many planes flying. It was really confusing. And we jumped into the car, and then we drove here. So, so I reunited with my groups, the guys who came first for me. So they already got the apartment, and everything was there, food, everything. So I went to them, and then they said welcome. I was really stuck. I was really stuck. So I took one day without talking to nobody from them. But they already knew everything now was changing from them very quickly. But for me, I'm new. I'm trying to adjust myself to the situation. I couldn't even comprehend how will I start? How will I start talking to? We're taken to the class, a cultural orientation class. So with that, we will be given what they call cultural orientation certificate that we are already part of American society and we know the laws and cultures. How do you catch the bus? What bus number you want to catch? How to cross the street? We do
I
not
have to
even know
ask
how
you
to
to hold
cross
that thought.
companies. And I've been here for 20 years. No, almost 20. Almost 20 years. I never lived in any state. And I went back to South Sudan to get married. and I have kids, 3 kids, and my wife. So, but I don't have a family. My family first, all of them. I have 3 sisters, and me and my brother, but they all passed. My father passed away, my mother passed away. I'm the only one alive.
In 1997, the United Nations approved 7,000 lost boys to resettle them to the United States. During the resettlement process of the lost boy, massive corruption in the resettlement program of the lost boy in the Kakuma refugee camp brought wrong people to America. They sold the name of the real lost boy to the fake lost boy. There is evidence of massive corruption in the resettlement of the lost boy. Good evidence is Jacob Diendeng. Mr. Deng came to America by using somebody's identity. Mr. Da was my neighbor in the camp. He was living in the minor group number 43 because he was a lost boy. In addition, Mr. Da was with me in the volleyball team in the camp. In Kakuma, the minor groups were residential areas for the lost boys only, and places where the United Nations built primary school. The lost boys were named minors because they were young boys who have no rights of adults. The lost boys in the minor groups were living by friendship. In Kakuma, the lost boy used to share houses. Mr. Deng claimed that he was a lost boy leader in the camps, but he was not the lost boy leader in the Ethiopia and Kenya refugee camps. It was a fraud.